Hey guys, it's Allison Gillum, and for this presentation, um, it's called Judging a Book by Its Cover, and I have chosen 4 titles to use in this presentation. One of the books I have not read yet, the other 3 I have, 2 of which are from our nonfiction genre block. Over these last 2 weeks as well. What stands out for me for 2 of the books is that it's pretty clear what these novels are going to be about. The 2 that actually give me the most idea or detail of what the novel is going to be about are Maus and The Family Romanov. And I'm sorry, my graphics aren't better. I'm having technical issues with my computer. So, the 2 that I have had some issues with, one I just picked up this weekend, so I'm not that familiar with it. But just from looking at the book cover, I have no clue what this book is about. It's The Realm of Possibilities by David Levithan, and the only image I really see on this book, or the only image that is on this book, is this what I think to me is like an Irish wedding ring, where you're giving it you wear a this ring upright or downways, I'm not sure, and you turn it depending on if you are wed to someone or not. I think. I'm not 100% sure, so do not quote me on that. But if I was a young teen and did not know what the David Levithan books were, the topics that they pretty much discussed, or what this book specifically was about, I don't think I'd have much of a clue just from picking up this title. I would personally think maybe something about marriage. I have since found out the book is not about marriage or anything like that, but that would just give me that impression. For adolescents that may not know what this is, if it indeed is a ring, they might have trouble even getting any sort of idea based on this cover of what this book is about. I also, just to go back to Maus and The Family Romanov, for these 2 books, like Maus, for instance, Maus by Art Spiegelman, he actually wrote Maus 1 and Maus 2. This is Maus 2. I am about to start reading it. I read Maus 1. It was wonderful. For this book, you have a pretty clear idea of what this book is going to be about. You have the mice dressed in the prison uniforms that the Jews were, similar to what the Jews were dressed in Nazi Germany. You have the swastika, although it has a cat in the middle of it. The cat represents the Nazis in this book, and the mice represent the Jews. And then you have some barbed wire going through, representing the concentration camps of Nazi Germany. So for me, this book, I know immediately what it's going to be about. And because I'm really a history buff as well as literature, I picked this up automatically when I saw it and could not wait to get into it. For a young adolescent, I can only imagine the same. First of all, it's a graphic novel, so that appeals to young readers, as well as the cover. I mean, the art on it says it all. Also, the back leaflet has some information about New York, which is where Art Spiegelman's father ended up living out the rest of his days, and just some more geographical information. So this book is pretty clear from this title as to what's going on, and I like that in a book cover. I like to be able to pick up a book and know what it's about. And I know when I was younger, and I know just from dealing with young adolescents through my teaching, that they like it too. It gives them a clear, concise idea of what they're going to be reading and what the main themes or topics of this book might be. And if something has a catchy cover, it's going to grab a child's attention just as much as it would adult. It's kind of like walking past a really good restaurant and smelling something really good, and you go in there and you know it's going to be good just because of the wonderful smells coming out of it. That's what I think about Maus. The cover of Maus. The next book is The Family Romanov. Now, this was one of the books that I read for the nonfiction blog this week. It's by Candace Fleming. One of the reasons I really love this cover is, it's The Family Romanov, Murder, Rebellion, and the Fall of Imperial Russia. And for this novel, you have a dichotomy here of rich and very poor, ruler, ruling, and it really illustrates the haves and the have-nots and why there might be murder, rebellion, and the fall of Imperial Russia. I don't know that students might understand what this book is about when they pick it up. I think maybe an older student, someone in high school, might be able to do so. I was able to do so only because I have some prehistory with another text about this family. So I understood immediately what it was, what the cover was about. But for someone who is just picking it up, who hasn't seen the book before or know much about the fall of Imperial Russia and the last Tsar and Tsarina of Russia, they might not be as aware. So keep that in mind if you plan on teaching the Family Romanov. I actually loved the book. It was great. I'm just not sure, based on solely the cover, if young adolescents are going to dig it, or think it's that great. So, the next book I'd like to talk about is Fatal Fever. This book is actually the one I did my book cover for. This book is also part of our nonfiction blog. It's Fatal Fever, Tracking Down Typhoid Mary. And on the cover of this book, it's a photo. And I looked inside the inside jacket of the book and found out the photo is just a girl, keeping a watch over her sick father. Which for me, really, I guess I can understand, yes, someone's sick in the bed and someone's watching them. But when you think about tracking down Typhoid Mary and all of the things that went on in this book that could be put on a book cover, I just didn't really get it. This book is so rich with pictures and cartoons and headlines. Any of them could have been used to give an idea of what this book would be about. And I really, I don't see kids just picking it up based on the cover. I don't. Now, the font and the lettering, I like. It kind of gives it a dramatic flair because this is like a mystery. People are out searching for this lady. So I actually redid this book cover. And I had to go kind of back to old school style of actually doing it myself, with glue and scissors and printers. This is my new copy or new cover for the book. In it, I incorporated some of the headlines. Back here it says typhoid fever. And I put that I covered it up with the title a little bit just to, I don't know, it just kind of give it a little more eerie effect. Incorporated are this was actually a cartoon of Mary Mallon when she was kept on North Brother Island, quarantined for her entire life. There are some other articles on here, just little tidbits of articles on the cover that talk more about typhoid fever and Mary Mallon. So if a child was picking up this book cover, I think they would get more of an idea of what was actually going on in the book than they would have picking up this. So again, my opinion, I personally like mine better. I hope you do as well. And thank you for listening. And I will see you guys next week on the next forum. Bye.